What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more Danmachi. Now, we need to talk about this Hero Festa banner, more specifically about how to get bonds from it, because if I'm honest here, a lot of us took a beating on this one, and I did say from the start that this would not be a bad one to overdraw on. So if you were going to come in here and say, like me, I'm down an Elise. I need an Elise bond, or I need two, technically, Elise bonds. Overdrawing for one's not a bad idea. Now, obviously, the preferred option would be to go here, draw on this first, and maybe I can get two here, and that'd be perfect, right? That would be the preferential method. But, if I'm fair and completely honest here, as much as I like that option, it's not something I'm prepared to do tonight, but I will be doing this before she goes away. So hopefully I pull two of her. But in reality, I likely will not, which means I got to go back in here and overdraw. Now, that brings me to the big question people have had, and I've had a lot of people say, okay, what bonds do I use in this event? Do we use prism bonds? Do we use star bonds? What are we doing here? And the honest answer here is neither. So if we go here into the special exchange, we click on Bravestone, you'll see a thing called Hero Bond. This is specifically for the Hero Festa banners. Now, eventually I'm sure they're going to add an assist bond here. We haven't had a Hero Festa assist, and the more I'm really thinking about it, will it be called Hero Festa or would it be called Assist Festa? Might actually just be called, we'll call these Festa bonds for lack of an easier way to put it. So to get a hero bond will be 100 Bravestones. So you see I have 20 currently. And to get Bravestones is actually pretty easy. Same way you would get Dolb or anything like that in the game. Go to inventory, go to bond. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom here. And you'll see that I actually have a bond of Asterius, Ryu, and Bell right here. Pretty easy stuff. So the reason I'm chilling on these bonds is because, number one, this unit is completely bonded out. This unit is maxed and I have a spare bond. So if I go to sell that bond, hit max here, it's going to tell me that I not only get a decent amount, I get 50 Serios, I also get 10 Bravestones. To kind of equate that, if I was going to go do this with, say, any general 4-star, if I sold this unit, I would get 50 Serios and 10 Dolb. Dolb being the black gems here. It's just that it happens in the case of Festa units, you don't get Dolb, you get Bravestones. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So, easiest way to do this, if I go to sell multiple, and you notice now it says set to sell surplus, only will sell surplus, of my 4-stars. Now, there will be a decent amount of Dolb in here. It's selling 5 of my just regular general 4-stars. But it's also selling those 3 Festa units that I had discussed before. The 1 Bell, Ryu, and Asterius that I had. And that's going to give me 50 Bravestones. Now, if, for the sake of argument, I'm not going to do it, but if I were to go into the Festa banner, and I were to just go crazy on this thing, and I had 5 bonds, let's say a bond of 2 bonds of Bell, a bond of Asterius, and 2 bonds of Ryu that I didn't need to use. That'd be 50 more Bravestones. And that means that I could, in theory, go back over here, go to shops, go to special exchange, go to Bravestone exchange, and if I had 50 more, that would be just enough to get a hero bond. That means that for every, and this is the real reality here, for every 10 Hero Festa units you pull, you can then go in here and get a bond for another Hero Festa unit. It's not the best exchange on Earth, but it's better than nothing. So essentially, you have to use this hero bond. You can't use prism bonds, you can't use star bonds, you can't use any of those. You have to use this hero bond on Hero Festa units. And as I said, eventually I'm sure there will be an assist added here, and then we'll have an assist bond and things like that. So Pretty straightforward. It's real easy. There's no other way about it. If it's a Festa unit, you have to use a Festa bond, a hero bond, or what I'm sure will eventually be an assist bond. That's it. Hopefully that makes more sense, guys. It's literally the same thing as Dolb, just Hero Festas work completely separately from the rest of the game. That's the easiest way to word it. Completely separately. And if you want to kind of equate this, equating it to Dolb is the easiest way. But if you want to think about it like gnome tickets are something you can farm up in the game, and it still requires 1,000 gnome tickets to equate a star bond. So it's roughly about the same thing. It's 100 Bravestones, 1,000 gnome tickets, or if I go back here to the Cirrus and Dolb exchange, you'll see Prism Bond Adventure is 100 Dolb. Those kind of black gems there. So once again, it's basically Dolb. It's just what you get from selling a Festa unit instead of selling a general 4-star or even a time limit 4-star. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Like, comment, share. If you have any questions, continue to put them in the comments down below. I will answer them as applicable, but I hope it's pretty easy to understand. Thank you so much for your time. Catch you guys on the next one.